time is real and not real. Time on different dimensions and frequency is very different. In your dimension, your frequency, your timeline, where you are both sitting at this time, is more of a lower frequency of time. In a way, you could say heavy, solid, real. Until you can raise your frequency, as Allison said before, with being centered, being in a place of joy, that's when you can step out of that particular timeline, your so-called time, and start to play with it and use it to your advantage.
In today's edition, we are exploring the topic of how to create more time. It might just change your life.
I'm hoping it's going to change my life. I need more of it, everyone. And welcome back. No, I need to do that again. Welcome back.
Okay. I'm sure there will come a point where you'll sing and I'll be like,
That's a good voice.
it is a good voice. It's not for me.
No.
No. Like we said, in today's topic, we are discussing how can we create more time for ourselves. How did we come about this again?
So, again, we got ill,
Yeah, okay.
remember? And we were like going through what we do, how much energy we give away, all the things, the amount of time that is needed to do what we need to do. So that's how we come up with, I come up with times like, how do I get more time? Because just to give a bit of background on what we do, so we do a full-time job each. We have three YouTube channels. One of them we don't have time to edit. That's AJ Living. So we have Jayson Infinite Magic, Phoenix Awaken podcast, which is what we're doing now. Plus we are on, I forget how many platforms we're on. We're doing shorts, we're editing, filming.
So I guess the question is, how can we fit everything that we are doing
And more.
in a time slot and still have appropriate sleep and still have time to eat and still have time for ourselves?
Yeah.
I think this is a question.
Time to live. So when I was a student, the teacher was channeling the cat being Sherilyn, and she spoke about time. This is going back, I don't know, 20 years ago, say. And she said that we're going to be working harder and time's going to get faster and faster and faster. So there'll be, time will be squashed so much that you won't be able to get everything done. It will be expected to even work even more harder, which I understand now because people are now doing 2 or 3 jobs just about to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So that's already playing out now because we're meant to be in a recession. All the food, electricity, energy, bills, mortgage, rent, interest rates, everything's going up. So people are needing to spend more time working to earn money to better do just the basic living requirements here in the Western culture. If you... that person that's doing the mainstream thing. So we're just discussing how much energy we give out to everything. And because we love what we are doing with the podcast and all the other YouTube channels, that's what we like to be able to do full time and be financial to be able to do so. So that's why we come up with the time thing.
But it's also trying to figure out how to just have extra time for ourselves, just to have a break, really. Yeah. Like, for example, we are discussing possibility of going away for the weekend.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, the other night because we watched a couple AJ living videos where we went to Great Ocean Road, went camping, and we did that for a week. And we're like, well, how are we going to do that now?
Exactly. And I was just thinking, even though we're discussing the possibility of going away for the weekend and how do we fit that in and how do we create time, I was getting, people could say, well, we've read a list of doing a surplus of podcasts, of editing, having a surplus of podcasts that we could upload. The only thing with that is, I'm not entirely too sure how other people do it, but I know for me that with the podcasts, the episodes that we do have, which run for an hour, because of the editing, I do the video editing and I have to do it after work. There's only a certain amount of time for me to do it. Let's say, for example, I get home at 2:30. I need to have lunch because I don't actually eat throughout the day at all. So I get home, I eat, and I'll have like a lunch hour. I'll give myself an hour for lunch. And then that kind of leads me to maybe 3:30, possibly 4. And then I have pretty much an hour to edit because by that stage it's 5 o'clock. I need to go have a shower. Then I need to eat. And then I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Or to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning again. And I know for you it's a bit more tighter because you actually get home a little bit later than me. Yet I know for me with the video editing, because I do a little bit more, a few more things, not many things on a video edit, but because of the video editing, it's a lot to put into a day.
Yeah.
And then to try and find some time for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And time for each other.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The time that we spend pretty much editing, and also the time that we spend watching something on YouTube while you're cooking and I'm watching YouTube because he doesn't like me in the kitchen, just letting everyone know that. He doesn't like me in the kitchen. He doesn't like my food, my cooking. That's pretty much our time together, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only time because I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up before you do. I get home before you do. And then you get home and we spend some time chatting. And then it's into editing. And then, like I said before, shower, dinner, sleep.
And you do that 5 days a week. And then on weekends, I'm now doing healings, at least one healing on the weekend to overseas. And then we're filming this and editing plus emails, answering messages on Jayson Infinite Magic. Like it's not even just a lot with the podcast, but it's a lot with everything else we're doing.
And we're lucky that we actually are doing it together because I'm getting there are other people that have to work longer hours than what we do away from family members, away from their spouse, and might not find the time to be able to spend as much quality time that they would like to with their family or spouse.
Yeah.
So it's a good topic to talk about because, like you said, and as the channeling said from your teacher, time is getting quicker and we're struggling to keep up as a collective.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that say that if this is a game, it's a simulation. Okay. So therefore, if it's not real, then time's not real. But whilst you're in playing the game, time is real.
Yeah, in the game, time is real. The sun goes up, the sun goes down.
There's only 24 hours in a day.
I mean, hey, if you want to work 24 hours and not sleep, I don't think this physical body or this body in the game can actually handle that. The brain certainly can't handle that. But I was also I feel it comes down to the money that you have as well.
Yes, and we've been talking a lot about that because we said that if we could afford to pay for an editor to do like a lot of videos for us, that would be so much more time given to us. Because
I was remembering the guy that bodybuilder guy that you were watching, he's very interesting to watch, and living in Dubai and having all this, I guess, a lifestyle for him where it seems amazing to us, but we don't know how busy he is. We don't know if he's flat out busy constantly all the time, and on video it looks like he's got all the time to leisure away. We actually don't know, but I do feel it comes down to the amount of money that you have that can create the time that you want.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, some top CEO and you have to run a business and you got to spend 800 hours a week, then I guess that's a different story.
Yeah, you're getting me thinking about Elon Musk because I watched a bit of videos on Elon Musk and he's trying to run multiple companies and they're all big companies, not little hoo-ha stuff. And he's said, I don't live at my house or home or anywhere. Sometimes I've had to sleep on the couch, and he was working probably 20 hours a day, and he would do 5-minute little meetings with everyone just to, like, every 5 minutes he'd be doing something with another meeting or trying to fix something or do something. Yeah, and he did another interview where he goes, it's not healthy, it's not good for you, I don't know how I did it, but I'm still doing it and it's not good.
I don't think it doesn't sound very good, but for him it actually works.
He's able to pull it off.
but he's not getting the family time.
No, and he's got kids as well, and all that. So yeah, it's back to a balance again. And yeah, you're right. If we had money, because money is a resource to pay people to help doing what you need to do. Even down to, I was thinking the other day, you said, I haven't had a chance to do maintenance in the garden, like mow lawns and stuff. I haven't had time. And so I go and pay somebody. Well, that's a couple $100 that we could put towards,
savings or something.
Savings or paying a bill.
Yeah.
So it's like you're juggling, sacrificing this for that, so you can have a balanced lifestyle. And does it all just come down to money and resources at the end of the day? Unless you can manipulate time.
Slow it down. Which we have done before.
Well, you've done that more than me. You have.
I
in
have.
The past.
Yeah, I haven't really done it now, actually. I really forgot about it. But I used to be able to slow down time. I don't know how I did it, but it's almost, if you just think about turning a clock or a dial, and you have the intention of time working at the perfect time frame where everything is running at the perfect time for you. So you're not, I worded it in a way that everything is at the perfect time and the perfect length of time, and you're able to get everything done with ease. Yeah, I managed to do it. Instead of saying, using words of, so time doesn't run away with me or something.
Yeah.
It was always about the words. I used particular words and I was able to do it. We were able to actually fit everything in.
But that was a few years ago now.
Yeah.
And we weren't as busy as what we are now.
That's a good point.
So, but it's funny. Maybe we need to discuss this topic to remind you to start doing that again.
Probably.
And practicing that.
Yeah.
Because if everything's just an illusion, just a game, and therefore you should be able to move the game around to fit you.
Well, that's what I always thought. I always believed that we should be able to maneuver the game around us to fit our needs. Because if this is just a chessboard, then I feel like we can do that. I mean, we can stop the elements. We can change the elements.
Yeah.
If we can do that, then surely we'd be able to maneuver things around to fit our time frame so that we can get everything done and still have extra time for us to enjoy. Because at the moment, even though we are doing everything together and we love spending time together, we just love spending time together. We edit together, we do things together. We don't always eat together because he cooks before me, but we do a lot of things together. So we're still we're still having together time, but it's not the kind of together time that we can go away for the weekend. And if we want to go for a drive, we kind of have to schedule it in, because either you've got healings on, or we're podcasting, or we're editing, or we've got to do something around the house. It's no leisure time.
Leisure time, yeah.
Yeah, there's no leisure time.
Yeah. I was just getting reminded of, so I've worked with a bit of telekinesis, and you have as well.
That was fun.
Yeah. And I also use telekinesis to work with move fire as well. And I know you have as well. And then a while ago, you were outside free and liberated, and you were able to manipulate the wind. So
that, you can do that. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. While you were doing it, that is showing us that it can be done, but you probably need to have the right intention and the knowing that it can be done.
Well, what did you need to do to be able to move the fire? What do you remember? What kind of?
I sort of became one with the fire. Like me and the fire became one, and I just knew I was the fire, vice versa, and I was just able to because I do healings and I work with energy, and I know how that works when I work on a person, and I just know it works. I sort of implemented a bit of that with working with the fire, because just seeing it as energy, really. Yes, it's fire, but it is energy. And then with my understanding of energy and how it works, I was able to bend it, move it, make it smaller, make it bigger, to a point I could make it really big or put it out almost. So yeah, I was trying to turn the flame from red to purple, and I just got told, because I think at that stage, this is when I was at the cottage, I was working with Jermaine a lot. And he told me when I was at the fire in the backyard of this cottage, which we've talked about in the podcast.
Yeah, that's the fighting monster one.
Yeah. Watch and listen to that. Interesting. That I had to be the flame within.
Oh, yeah.
And that particular colour flame before I could manifest it or materialise it externally. So maybe what we're talking about now, it's about that with time.
Well, I feel like what you got, because you said you understand energy, my experience was a lot more simpler that I had with the wind, because I remember exactly what happened. We were in this house, it was a couple of years ago. You were doing a healing. I was outside doing a workout. I was listening to music, and one of the songs that I just is my jam, like I just love this song, came on, and I just started dancing and having fun. And I clearly remember getting in my head, they're watching, and I'm like, I don't effing care if anyone's watching, because I was getting this like some forces are watching you, so you got to behave. I was like, I don't care. I'm just going to have fun, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm only just getting this now. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I just started dancing, and then all of a sudden I could feel my energy because I was in this joyful moment. I was having fun, didn't care. I was like, it was almost like I could see energy emanating from me and spreading out, and I was sending out love and everything. And then the wind came, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to just see if I can do something with the wind, and my hands are flapping in the air. And then all of a sudden the wind changed, it stopped, and I realized, because I was in a moment of absolute pure joy, and maybe that's the reason why I got warned they're watching, because possibly they might have known that. I might have realized that at the time. I might have reached that goal at the time, not understanding it like I do now. But it was a different kind of way how you've done it, where you understand energy. Me, I didn't understand energy at all. Like I do understand energy, but my experience of how I did it was more of the fact I was in just complete pure joy, dancing, happiness. Like everything was, I didn't care. Yeah. So maybe it also comes down to being in joy.
Being in an open-hearted love, joy moment, that's when magic can happen.
Yeah.
And we're always, because we're doing our day-to-day lives, you're caught up in that arena.
Yeah.
And it's like you're trying to get this done, trying to get that done. It's like you're chasing your tail. It's like chasing the dollar, really. It's the same thing. Isn't it interesting? People say, oh, you know, it's all about time and money. Time and money, money and time. Mm-hmm. So that's very interesting how that it plays out with everyone. If you're not chasing the money, you're chasing time. You don't have enough of the other. So maybe what we're talking about is a few of the solutions to start to step out of the drama of chasing time and becoming, I guess, a higher conscious awareness of that, and being conscious, having a conscious knowing or conscious intention to step out of that and to start to say, well, okay, I'm going to balance out time. But you have to be out of that. Like you have to be neutral, if you know what I mean. Like out of the drama of having no time.
I was going to say you need to kind of step out of the drama of, so the drama would be, for an example for everyone, would be, oh my God, I don't know if I can finish this, blah, 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 like you're frantic. So, then all of a sudden you need to go, okay, I need to take a breather, step out of that breather, have a few breaths, center.
Yeah, center, yeah.
Maybe try the dial. See, just put your hand out and pretend you're turning a dial to say that that time is going to work perfectly for you and you're going to get everything done.
Yeah, so intention of that.
The intention of that. And with a combination of being neutral and being happy.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot for, if you're stressed out, it is a lot.
So you have to take yourself out of that first before you can start doing intentional work of balancing time.
Yeah.
Because I was getting also, because I've been a house painter and decorator for a long time as well, and I remember saying to you, because Allison had the opportunity to work with me, she loved it. It's like, yeah.
I did actually. I mean, he's a bit of a taskmaster, but I did love it.
Yeah. And in the early days, when I was doing it myself, just me doing a whole house, it's a big job. you try to work as fast as you could, get it all done, because you expect it to be done in a week. But one person, it's very hard. So I worked really, really hard and fast, and time just went. And then one day I just got this epiphany. It's like, just slow down, really slow down, take your time, and you'll find time will balance out for you. And it did. I got more done without needing to race around like an idiot.
And I'm just getting, in our last podcast, we spoke about loyalty to self and loyalty to others. And I was talking about my job, about running around like a headless person.
Yeah.
And I also, because I was running, I was stressed and, you know, things along those lines, and I've got to get to particular stops at certain times. I also, besides saying to energetically to the backstage, I'm not giving you any more energy, I also decided to just go with the flow. And if I run late, I run late. It doesn't matter. And at times I find that I'm either on time or I'm a little bit early, because I'm not stressed anymore. I've taken myself out of that stress.
So you're not chasing time anymore?
No.
Because your job's really, really interesting. You've literally got 5 minutes to do a stop, get to a new location, do another stop, another 4 minutes to get here and do that. And you could be serving 10, 20 people at a time.
Yeah.
And that takes time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the expectation of you to really chase time would be, and I know it's stressful because I come home and you're just like, oh, she's done. So, but now you've taken yourself out of that.
Yeah.
And going, look, I've got to look after me. I've just got to pace myself here. Everything's okay. If I'm a minute late, it's not the end of the world. Everybody understands. So maybe that's big part of what we need to discuss about balancing out time, stepping out of the drama of it.
Because it can get very stressful. Say, for example, you got a deadline. Either for a work deadline or an assignment deadline. Look, if you start your assignment like a day before and it's a 3-week work, then
that's a bit different.
Then that's your own fault.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's your own fault. You need to start earlier. However, if you do start on time and you do things in the time frame, like you actually allow yourself proper time frame, but you're starting to feel a bit anxious because it's getting closer. Again, maybe step out of the anxious feeling and the stress or the overwhelmed feeling and take a breather and see if you can turn back the dial again.
Yes. And also I'm getting, everybody will understand this. Do you know that when you're driving your car and you've got some lights, you got your lights and you're trying to catch them?
Yeah.
And you get the people that speed up to get through the lights and they don't?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're sitting there and you just arrived.
Yeah, all the time.
And next thing you know, sometimes as well, is that you can arrive and then they will turn green.
Yeah.
Because they're not chasing the light. So maybe it's all about not chasing.
I think so, because a lot of the time you find, for example, you could be chasing the numbers.
Yeah.
If you don't chase the numbers and you just allow things to be as they fall, it happens quicker.
Yeah. And then if you chase something, it's going to run away.
Yes. I have a really good example. So I was with an ex of mine and his mum has a farm in Echuca.
Oh, nice.
And me, him, and his brother and his brother's girlfriend at that time all went to go visit their mum. And it's a sheep farm.
Oh, wow.
And there were sheep there, obviously, and I'm walking closer to the sheep. And as I take a few steps, the sheep are taking a few steps away, and I step closer and they step closer. I start to pick up the pace, so they pick up the pace to move away from me.
Same thing. So maybe one of the keys here is not to chase.
Yeah, possibly. If we can, try not to chase.
And that'll be the same as money as well.
I think that's with everything.
Yeah, don't chase the green light. Don't chase the sheep because the sheep will run away.
Don't chase the boy or the girl.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that as well. Yeah, you like somebody and you're too needy and too this and too that. You're pushing them away, really. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, you're running after them and they're like, oh, got to get out of here.
Yeah. So maybe the aim of this game is to understand not to chase. But we've all been programmed to do the chasing.
Yeah. Get everything done in a moment. If you don't get it done, there's consequences. Especially if you work for a big company and you've got, massive goals to have completed within the day.
Which I'm actually getting reminded about of our last podcast, where your group have mentioned humanity's programming is about slave labor.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you got let's use the pyramids.
Yeah.
And you've got galactic beings coming through that are building the pyramids and stuff like that, and they're using humanity as slave labor. They've got goals whipping away. You must do this at this certain time frame or you will get whipped, even though I'm whipping you right now.
Yeah, which is pretty much the same now, really. Yeah, whipping ourselves, don't have to be whipped.
Or we get whipped energetically and verbally from employers.
Yeah, or the energetic lashback on that.
Or, like you said, we whip ourselves.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that we've worked out today, which I've forgotten about because we've done a lot of working with this a long time ago. So we've forgotten.
Yeah, so we need to practice again on turning back the dial.
Having the intention of balance and not being that fear of needing to chase time or trying to get everything accomplished.
Yeah, and just allow things to, we just got to do it as we can. We allow things to be and we just do what we can at that certain time frame. And if we're running a little bit late, then we're running a little bit late, but we might not be because we're just allowing things to flow.
Yeah, my dilemma is I would like to have the 3 channels really operating really well and having the time to do everything we need to do.
But I feel like we could if we had a computer that was working a lot faster for you.
Oh, yeah. Allison's Mac is getting a bit old.
Yeah.
Can't edit anymore.
Yeah, we've got the laptop and we've got the Mac and it's getting a bit old and we can't edit videos on there anymore that much.
Yeah, editing and stuff like that. Okay, so having more the intention of stepping out of the drama of chasing time and money for that as well. Stop chasing things, because as soon as you start chasing and have anxiety about it, trying to race to get things done, they just keep running away.
Which kind of reminds me, remember in the last podcast I said I feel like I'm having to keep up, or my lips are not going as fast as the energy.
Yeah.
So right now I'm learning to, because I can feel that same fast-paced energy again. So I'm learning to sit here and just breathe and just take it all in and focus on the words that I need to actually say.
You want to see if there's an interesting message to come through? Okay, so can we have some beneficial, very helpful, practical energy conversation?
With no hidden agenda.
No hidden agenda. Come through to give us a different perception on how to work with time better. I'm getting, yes, of course. Yes, of course. Another very interesting conversation. Time. As you said before, time is real and not real. Time on different dimensions and frequency is very different. In your dimension, your frequency, your timeline, where you are both sitting at this time, is more of a lower frequency of time. In a way, you could say heavy, solid, real. Until you can raise your frequency, as Allison said before, with being centered, being in a place of joy, that's when you can step out of that particular timeline, your so-called time, and start to play with it and use it to your advantage. The moment you are in drama and chasing time is the moment you've lost time. So it is important to step out of the drama of your particular time, recenter, regroup, and start to play with time. You will need to experiment, because everybody will be able to work with time differently. But this is very possible, as you have both done this time and time again. You've just needed a little reminder to know that you can create whatever time you need here in this arena, this reality. And once you start to master time, you'll be able to get as much things done, and even more so quickly, because you'll be in a different time slip, different time phase of your reality. So the key is, yes, if you can, be more centered, breathe, set the intention of what you'd like to do with time, and you'll start to master time. And it's funny you should mention how time is speeding up, because on levels it is speeding up. So you need to start to learn to master time, master your reality, master your game, become the game master, because things are going to get rocky and rough. So if you can start to master this now, it will be a breeze. Is that helpful?
Yeah, it is helpful. I'm just trying to understand, I guess, because I was going to ask ways of how people can step out of drama, but I feel like the most basic way is to just breathe and and take a step back. I guess that's a really easy way of putting it, but I guess sometimes it's a bit harder for people to do that.
Yeah, because we're all caught up in it.
Yeah.
And it's what I was feeling, it's like stepping out of that. And once you can learn to step out of that and set the intention, it has to be a strong knowing intention. It just can't be like just a blah blah intention. You can really start to change time.
Because I'm just it's almost like the person or everyone needs to have the awareness of the drama that they're in.
Because we get lost in it.
Yeah.
We do every day.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember in the one with your mother and your grandmother, we got lost in that emotional drama until we actually physically stepped out, and then all of a sudden stepped out energetically and realized, oh, this is a game. This is a game for those two, and we got caught up in it. So I guess saying step back out of the drama is easy to say, but the person needs to have an awareness first to be able to go, oh wait, I need to take a breather out of this. I need to step back. So it's almost like they need to have some kind of awakening or an awareness, or I don't know, subconsciously they just go, they click, and it's like, oh, okay.
So what I'm getting now as you're saying all that is like grabbing a cup of tea. If you're too overwhelmed and you're just beside yourself, go and grab a cup of tea, sit down, drink your tea, be in the tea, not like dive in the tea, but
I would probably like to do this
tea bath. Be in that moment, which allows you to be out of the drama of trying to accomplish everything, especially if you've got so much going on, and then setting an intention of more of a balanced time. I will get everything I need to get done within a time period and start working it that way. But I feel it takes practice.
Yeah.
Because then we easily jump back into the drama of time, not having enough time.
Yeah.
And I know that I was just thinking of you and I just then, we will really have to practice to do that, because we're instantly trying to get so much done.
Because we forget as well.
You get lost in it. Yeah, forgetting, which is another interesting one. So stepping back, having a cup of tea, or just doing some breath work, and just like recentering, regrouping, and then starting to set the intentions of what you'd like to accomplish for that moment of time.
Or if you say you're working on a computer or an assignment, it's like you need to take a break. It's like, okay, I just need to take a break and go have a cup of coffee, tea, snack, whatever, breather outside kind of thing. Yeah.
And would it be helpful to write down what you'd like to accomplish?
Actually, yes. We used to do that. I used to write down everything that I needed to do in the day. And I was able to tick it off, and I stopped doing that.
Me too. I did that all the time.
Yeah, and I feel that when I wrote everything down, I felt more organised, and I did feel like I actually had more time in the day to accomplish it.
So getting back into that and being more conscious of how we're feeling, not being so stressed out and lost in the time, chasing the time, because time and everything, since you start chasing it, it's very, very happy to run.
And try not to get stressed, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, it's easier said than done not to get stressed. That's why they say meditation is good, because it calms everything, calms the mind, stops it from racing, chasing. Letting go.
Now that you've yawned, I can't stop yawning.
Learning to let go more. It's like we're too uptight.
Yeah.
Tightly wound up like a ball of string.
Yeah, I can be very uptight at times. Yeah.
Which I don't feel that helps either.
No, it doesn't, because I feel when I get really uptight, like your body gets tight, and I feel like I'm not able to calm down or relax or even sleep properly, for that matter, because I'm so tightly wound either because there's things that happen here and energetically I can feel it, or I'm stressed or anything along those lines. If you don't relax, you can't sleep, you can't process properly.
Yeah. I'm also getting the base chakra. I remember years ago being told, or it was a channel or something, and the conversation was briefly about mastering the base, because the base is like part of it's the physicality. So like you got the three lower chakras,
Yeah.
and it's all connected to this reality, physical reality. So if they're not balanced and out of whack, and you're in fear and you're in a lot of stress, it puts that out of balance. So therefore, it's very easy to lose track of everything.
Yeah.
So staying in a really nice balanced state as well, and working on your base chakra would help, because it's all earth, it's base, it's physical reality.
Yeah.
It's the box. So working on that as well. And then the sacral is the creativity, so using your creative energy to play with time and see what ideas you come up with and make it more fun. As you said, be more fun, have more fun, a bit more, playful. So you could probably tap into that creative aspect of ourselves. And then you got your personal power, which was all about direction, knowing what you would like to create as well.
Yeah.
And being strong within you.
Yeah.
And maybe of that would help also to master time or work with it better, manipulate it to what you would like it, make it tangible so you can work with it, so it becomes a friend. And you can work together. Maybe time wants that.
Well, you said becomes a friend. Everything, everything works together when you're friends with it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You want to be in harmony with your friend, don't you?
Exactly. If your friend is not in harmony with you, then you've got to step away from the friend.
Yeah.
But technically, friendship means harmony.
Yeah. Coming together, working together.
Because I would love a bee to land on my hand and just, but yeah, that's just me. I know it's completely off. It's not really off topic, but to me that says harmony. Yeah.
Okay, I got a bit more understanding now, because I was really using this topic for solutions for us. I thought it would just be great to express our inner workings externally with everybody else, because they might have an idea. They might have somebody out there might go, well, if you do this and do that and do that,
that's a good
have
point.
a solution as well.
Yeah.
Share it. Right in the description. If you've got ideas on how you guys stop time or slow down time.
Yeah, put in the description in the comments on how you able to work with time.
Yeah, people out there who have worked with time, know how to work with time, just leave a couple of tips in the comments. Yeah, that'd be good. Let's see if I can get any more info and exactly that, Jayson. Breathing and letting go will help you be more in balance of working with time. When you're uptight and stressed and frantic and chasing everything in your reality, in your lives, that's the moment where you could say you've lost the game, you've lost your way. So you got to bring yourselves back into center, bring yourself back into harmony within yourself, breathe, take time out. Also, writing things down that you'd like to accomplish is a helpful practical tip too. But the most important thing that you can all do is have the intention of what you'd like to create with time. It doesn't matter how you do this, it's your intention. And this is what Jayson and Allison said. It will take some time and practice, and you will fall in and out of that. But once you have that within you and you do this all the time, it will become more easier. And you will do this faster within a blink of an eye, and you will get so much more accomplished. One of the other keys is do what you can to step out of the drama when it comes to not having enough time, because again, that will not be in your favor. It can be done, and it is more easy than what you think it is. It's just changing your perceptions and changing yourselves from being highly stressed to more relaxed and freer within you. And then everything else outside of that will follow. Fix and heal within, become more balanced, more relaxed within, more playful, more happy, more joyful within. and the outside will follow. Go within, do the work within, and everything will follow outside of self. Not the other way around, which many of you listening and watching understands this. You just forget. So we are all just here just to remind you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so for me, you and everybody else out there, if you can, try to bring down your stress levels, take yourself out of the drama, write a list, have the intention, maybe do what you did, like just have the intention of just feeling time, being more balanced or slowing down and getting everything accomplished.
Because for me, I do it the reason why I do it that way is it's almost like, because you know what a dial looks like, you know, if you want to picture the numbers to say 10 is high speed and 0 is no speed, and you want to just turn it down that way, you could do it along those lines.
Yeah, so find creative ways to have the intention that works for you to start to be more in balance with time. And we've been talking non-stop about don't chase. So that's really important too. Don't try to chase it.
Because everything about this reality is, if you want to create a dream, you've got to chase that dream.
Yeah.
But what if you want to create a dream, you've just got to create it.
Yeah, and a step-by-step process too.
Yeah.
I mean, some things can happen instantly.
Yeah.
So I've experienced that. And some things, take a little bit longer. And also what we've worked out along our journey is, if you've got a lot of energy, it's easier to create than if you're tired and exhausted. You can't create to save yourself. So that's another thing as well. Having enough energy to be able to create something that you want to create. It's really important as well.
Yeah, that's
so. I'm just getting this reality that we're in. It's all a balancing act, isn't it?
It really is.
It's all juggling.
Yeah, it really is. Everything.
Yeah. We just need to learn to master that, so we can be the master jugglers or the master creators when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because time affects everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel it's been really good.
Oh, good, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the dial, and now I remembered.
There might be other things that pop up that might be even work better. You just don't know. I guess being playful with it and not doing it in I've got to slow down time, because that's not going to work either.
No.
Yeah.
Having been agitated is not going to work. It's just going, I'm just going to turn. I do it in the morning. When I used to do it, I think I tried to do it all in the shower. Just turn back the dial, turn down time, and you're doing it in a smooth way, not an agitated way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope that's helpful. For me, I forgot all about this stuff, which is interesting. We forget.
Yeah, we do forget. I think because, again, we get caught up in stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Always get caught up in stuff. So, we'll be able to get everything done that we need to get done in perfect time and harmony.
And a reminder of housework.
Alison's going to do some more housework anyway. Another day.
Another day. Yeah. Actually another day.
Do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We hope that you gained some insight into the possibility, well, actually, it's not even a possibility, the ability to be able to slow down time and to make it work for you.
Yeah, there's some interesting tips in there, some gold nuggets.
Yeah, know that you can do it. Try the dial thing and have a clear intention of time working for you, and everything is going to be done at the perfect time, and you have all the time to be able to do everything in your day and still have time for you.
Lovely put. That's lovely put.
Thanks, baby. I did have some practice.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching, listening, tuning in. We are sending you lots of time, love and blessings. Until the next one, bye.
Bye.